There we go.
Is it working?
It might be a little rich for my blood, but it was cool.
Online sales and become a recognized premium brand. Problems and challenges, balancing my full-time work, family, and business. I got 3 kids, love to coach sports. I'm still working 7 to 3:30, from 3 to 7. I'm coaching sports, hanging out with kids, doing cool things like that.
Can we swap you out for the Facebook? That one's not working. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Doing great.
Thank you.
We're on a roll.
Yeah. No, all good. Like I said, just balancing my schedule. Very, very busy like everyone, but I have limited production time and workspace, so I'm still out of half of one side of my garage. Like you saw in that first picture, it's just one side of my garage that I'm doing all the work out of. Scaling while maintaining quality and small shop customer service. That's more, I think, of a future problem. So when I started this business, it was me. I was doing everything, making all the hats, and now I have my mom helping me out with the production side of things. But I want to make sure if I do expand, that is still the top goal of my business, is offering quality products to the customers. I would like to simplify my bulk order process. As you know, there are a ton of hat colors, let alone I have a ton of leather options. So explaining that on emails and Messenger has been really difficult. It takes up a lot of my time because I want to make sure I let you guys know all the options you can get when you order a hat, and that just takes a lot of time to do that. And then mentorship, that was kind of one of the last things I just kind of threw on. Feel like just running a business in general, starting one up with no intention, just trying to figure it all out. And that's why I kind of joined the chamber this year and try to get around like-minded business people to pick their brains, especially since set this goal for 100,000. Maybe next year I want to try to take that to 200, 250,000, and just would really like to be around like-minded people. Thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it. It was fun getting up here and talking to you about Laser Tailored. If you'd like to follow the journey, I am on Facebook, TikTok. I do have an Instagram. I don't post on that much, but I'm going to try to start doing that as well. Thank you.
Do you design has to be ready to go when you bring it to you, so you don't really help create design?
Yeah, I'm mainly, a lot of businesses send me their logo, and then I convert that over to my laser software and do it on the leather.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what's a hat like you're wearing? What do you sell that for?
This is normally around 25 to 35, depending on individual sales or B2B quantity of it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Like this hat right here is sewn on, so this is what I call my premium hat. Yes.
You talked about mentorship. I would strongly encourage you maybe start coming to this every Wednesday. I do think it's been very beneficial for me for my business. Even not the people in the group, but even just listening to people, what they're going through and what's working for them. I think that'd be very helpful, and it's free. So then how long does it take you to start a hat and then to finish it? If you were to just do one hat, how long does it take you?
That's a tough question, because if you send me the logo, a lot of the time, the most time spent is actually getting that logo into my software and the setup of that process. As far as on the laser, it might take it 5 minutes, 6 minutes to run it. Heat pressing on, that's just, gluing the hat. That doesn't take much time. It takes a lot longer to actually sew it on. So I have, you can kind of see it in this picture. It's called a Texo Postbed 810 machine. And it has a cylinder like this, and that's what you set the hat on. So it's a specialized sewing machine that people make boots, shoes, sew on hats, and things like that. And so sewing hats takes quite some time, to do. A lot quicker at it now than I was when I first started. I about sent that machine back when I got it because I thought sewing would be a breeze. No. Yeah. Never sewed in my life, and I bought a post-bed sewing machine trying to sew hats. Yep.
How portable is the material, or the machine? Does it have to stay where it's at, or is this something you can bring to events or things like that?
I could bring it to events. If I had an enclosed trailer, there are people that do that. They put them in enclosed trailers, have a ventilation system, so there's no smell, from the fumes at all from the lasers. And there are a lot of people that do that at festivals, is, have a mobile system where I can create a custom patch right there for you and then glue it onto a hat. So yes.
People will have, you can pick one of these 3 logos, pick your hat, and then you press it.
Yep.
5 minutes later, you got a great
Yep. Yeah. I see where some people put them in bins. Yeah, I'll have whole bins, full of different designs, and yeah, you just go and pick what you want and put it on.
So, sorry, I missed out a little bit there while we were freaking out about the part of it. Did you say, do you intend this to be livelihood for who or what, or what's that look like for you? Because that decides where you want to go from here as well.
Yeah, that would be my goal someday. Yeah, is turn this into a livelihood, a business, something I can pass down, maybe to my kids someday if that's something that they would like to do. That's like I said, I didn't have any intentions in starting a business, so just figuring it all out and learning the business has been so fun to me. From the QuickBooks, I actually do like that, and just talking to people, doing things like this. Like I never would have done that before. I'm a maintenance guy. I'm in the back of the building in the basement. I only get called up to talk to people when they need something fixed, and I go right back to the basement. So me doing this is like so I can show my kids, even if you're not comfortable doing things, get out and try to do new things, even if it's not comfortable for you. And so yes, but I would eventually like to turn this
I
into.
will say, if you surveyed most of us that are business owners at your age, most of us didn't think we'd be business owners.
Yeah.
Or could talk in front of an audience.
Yeah. I was really nervous for it. It's been a while. So thank you.
What's your they might ask Hardy, what's your turnaround time? I know it depends on how many orders you have, but
Yeah.
just on an average.
Usually, I usually like to be around like 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. My wife always tells me you're not Amazon. So I have orders. I like to be down in the garage and I'm staying up late trying to knock out orders. And with getting busy, I was hoping at forecasting that. And that's what I asked my mom. She has been a hairstylist for 34 years, kind of been an entrepreneur herself, trying to start up her business. And kind of was like, hey, if I buy a laser and a sewing machine and teach you how to do it, can I, contract you out? Like, hey, if you don't have anybody on your schedule and I just got, a 250 hat order, will you help me split that, if you have time? And so that has helped, tremendously with this, increased revenue that I've got this year.
So with hearing what you're saying about working a full-time job and doing this for 3 hours, that's not going to be sustainable. So what's your plan as far as trying to actually groom somebody to start really helping you so you're going to be able to find that work-life balance right now? You don't really have as much as you think.
Yeah, starting out with my mom. I mean, that's like training her. I've already learned that mistake, of you know what I mean? Like, I told her to lightly press something on a hat. Well, she's done t-shirts, with her business. So her lightly was way different than my lightly. And it was funny because she actually took a video of it. She's like, see, I did it light. And she's over there cranking on that hat. And that was my mistake. I didn't train her correctly. She's like, don't pay me for those 40 hats. I messed them all up. I'm like, no, if I'm going to run a true business, I need to treat like I should have, made an SOP, things like that, that I've learned, from my company. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out all those numbers. Like how, if I do hire an employee someday, how long is this taking you?
You need
Yes.
to get somebody, probably somebody young like yourself,
Yep.
who can put in some hours and help offset some of that.
Yeah, and that's been the struggle doing it out of my garage. Like I don't really have a workspace, to hire somebody, bring them in. With her, it was kind of, she has a workshop down there where she used to work out of, and I've learned a ton just from, having her help me out and how to train people, how to explain to her. She didn't think she'd be able to sew. She got it just like me. I'm like, Mom, I was the same way. It takes time, like I know you're not going to be the fastest and you'll get there.
You looking for another part-time job?
Yeah.
Carlos retired
Yeah.
like 4 times and has 4 jobs.
Yeah.
It might mess up that ability to try to start golf.
Yeah.
Don't mess that up.
So you're specializing in hats.
Yes.
Are you thinking about broadening that out into other forms of apparel?
Yes. I'm currently working with my first baseball team right now, and we're trying to I've made it for my sons where we just did plain t-shirts and made the hats for them. But now I'm actually working with a 10U team where I'm trying to actually going to embroider their hats. It's going to be like my first trial run of actually trying to take a logo they want, have it digitized, and make baseball caps for them, and then the jerseys for them as well. Yes, I would like to expand into broader options.
And then when you're when you start doing that, have you thought about where you might go to kind of those centers of influence or think of the promotional companies, and I think maybe some within this organization have a few of those, where they need to have someone like you to supply them with the finished product, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's an outlet to explore or not.
Possibly, yeah. I look into that. I haven't got there quite yet
Yeah.
on looking into that, but yeah, eventually, yeah, that might be something,
Quite a bit
more of a
opportunities.
B2B thing, like you're saying, to supply
Yeah,
them.
where, or maybe as a supplier to those promotional, think of like the companies that sell the pins and the hats and the shirts, right? So maybe you would be the company that would supply the specific hats for the promotional.
For them.
So in other words, they're kind of selling for you.
Yeah. And I'm yeah, I kind of like drop shipping. I'm the person making the product for them to send. Yep.
Have you said no to any services yet?
Embroidery. That's why I got the machine. So I had a lot of people. I just did leather patch hats, and a lot of companies want embroidered shirts, hats, things like that. So that's why I invested in that. And I'm still telling people no on the business hats right now. But well, there is a lot more. A lot of people ask me to do things with my laser engraver, like make wood signs, cups. I just never had time for it. The hats have kept me so busy with my limited work time. That's where I feel like I have some friends that are truthful with me, like, Luke, you have time. You're just not sacrificing your family time to do it. And I mean, that's just a hard truth. I'm like, yeah, that is right. And that's one of my kind of non-negotiables right now. Like, my kids are at that age. I want to be there. I coach their baseball, football, basketball. We're all into that. And I don't want to miss that right now.
I would encourage you to stay true to those boundaries
Mhm.
as well,
Yeah.
because you don't want to spread yourself too thin and get too wide.
Yep.
And not be specialized in what you do, especially if you're passionate for like hats or
Yep.
passionate for something. I've been there before, so I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
yeah.
Where do you source your materials? And have you thought about like bead textiles or considering like reflective patches or different kinds of materials?
Yeah, they have acrylic patches. I don't know if you've seen those. Those look really cool. I just haven't. I get scared to try something new because I know how much time that takes that I don't really have right now. That I have to fulfill B2B orders. Doing a few more festivals this year, which take up. I'm going to try to bring 500 hats to the Southside Fall Festival this year. This will be my third year down there. I took 150 last year and I had 20 left on Sunday, so really bare showing. But I have thought about that, and that's something I feel like when I get more time, which I don't, if I do eventually, take this full time, that I would try to expand into those options a little bit more.
Have you set up any parameters, for lack of a better word, of when you will step down from the full-time job and make this your full-time work?
I haven't. I have no idea. Yeah, it's one of those things I'm not sure on. If anybody has any advice, I'd be open to it.
I was gonna say I looked at your socials. Great work.
Thank you.
Post daily.
Mhm.
Everyone, he posts daily.
Mhm.
I would like you for at least one of your posts every week to do one of the trending transitions. Do you know what I'm saying? So just go to TikTok, type in trending transition. It doesn't have to be a current one. It can be an old one, whatever. But basically just where a lot of people are using that specific sound to do some kind of transition. It's mostly going to be girls doing makeup transitions.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do a transition that's going to be featuring your hat. You could have the transitions be different hats. It could be different orders that you've done this week, and that could be the caption, like, these are the orders I did this week as a full-time whatever caption.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be the making of the process. I like, obviously, the stuff that got good engagement was your kids in the background.
Yep.
Because people love rooting for people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that could be one of the transition clips. It's very truthful, where you're like,
Yep.
oh, the kids are here today. I have 5 minutes, because they only take 5 minutes. They're very simple. They don't have to be perfectly polished.
Yep.
Where one of the parts is your kids are in the background. It's truthfulness. That's all it is. It's truthfulness. But it's going to highlight you. It's going to highlight like your product is going to be in the forefront, and then it's going to get on the trend. I just want you to do one of those a week. It's not that hard. You're already doing the work. Okay.
Yep. Question.
Yeah.
Business account. I don't have a lot of access to those sounds.
Why are you on a business account?
Yes. So I get all the boring instrumental things to post. So
Can you switch it back? Yeah, okay. Switch it back.
okay.
You're not on a business account. No, go back.
And
Okay.
make money off of a creator's account. So
Yeah.
switch it from your business to a creator's account. You can
Okay.
do that with what you already have.
Okay. On TikTok.
On TikTok,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Because Facebook used to let me use trending sounds, and you'd share the revenue, but they took that off on Facebook.
You're on the wrong setup.
Okay.
So you need to switch your Facebook to make sure you get paid for your views.
Yeah, I do have that monetized, but
I don't have a question. Trevor Moss said Luke does a great job. Well, sells out of every hat he makes for us.
thanks, Trevor. Trevor. Yeah.
I don't know if you play for the Mustangs.
Yep.
And,
13 and 14.
have you considered partnering with them or other meat league teams or other teams like that, either for apparel or even on field, like a special on field hat?
Yeah.
Can you do woodworking as well, like the bat?
I could. Trevor Moss, he has the same type of laser that I do at his shop that he engraves on, his, the handcrafted and things like that. But yeah, ultimately, I'd love to work with sports teams, make their hats and things like that. And I actually did work with Kai this year, and I do have 3 different style hats in their shop there at the Mustangs. So yes.
Is one of them the old St. Joe Cardinals hat?
No, it would be the leather patch hats. It was a Tenderloin one. It's one that has the home plate on the front. And then they're, I call it my wood grain patch. It's one that looks like that. It's on a black and white hat. It says St. Joe Mustangs. That's been a popular one for them.
2 things. So I can tell that you're not wanting to like expand into something that you're not confident with, or
Mhm.
comfortable with. Stay with that. So yeah, in a little bit of spare time, just make sure, because while people like to give second tries, sometimes they don't. So
Mhm.
if you screw up some kind of
Yeah.
embroidered hat for a
Mhm.
team or something like that, there's some risk to your business long term. So
Mhm.
master it first
Yep.
before you say yes to the textile, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
stay with that. Second, my mother-in-law, she loves to sew. She's a retired home ec teacher. I don't know if there's ways that, hey, you do the work and then find some retired person that wants to, have a little part-time job where they could do the sewing for you.
Yeah.
If, or delegate some of the tasks that give you more time. Because, yeah, if I was doing work at 3 a.m, the patch would be back here.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
I don't know, try to find ways to delegate some of these smaller things
Mhm.
to somebody that would, still give you the ability to make some money.
Yeah.
You gotta
Appreciate
make it
that.
positive. Everybody you're walking in front of would see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
trending transition.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So because you're wanting to grow more this year, is there anything we can do as far as is there specific companies you would like to be connected to, or sports, or what's an ask of us?
Yeah, just follow me on my Facebook. That's where I get a lot of my inquiries about hats. Just sharing that. I give away a hat a month off my Facebook page, and that has been huge for me. I try to ask people whenever I deliver a hat to them, hey, how'd you hear about me? And they say, I had a friend that invited me to your page, and we actually needed hats, and that's how they, got hats for their business. I did just start a Google profile. I don't know if you need a hat to be able to review that, but I did just start that. So really just liking and sharing posts on my Facebook page has been huge. I haven't spent any money on advertising. It's all just been word of mouth. Kyle and Carrie at Upco have been great. Their hats that they buy from me sit right there, and they refer me to people that ask where they got their hats from. So just word of mouth. Anybody that needs a hat, I would love to work with them.
You don't have a landing, like a business page, like a website?
Yeah, lasertailor.store.
Okay, you do.
Right there. Yep. I'm currently trying to revamp that. When I built that, so I built the Shopify store, had no clue what I was doing. That it's more like a product page. So I'm trying to revamp that.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.